Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Devon Adams, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the arts of graphs, frequencies, and charts. These are from my group members, Shannon Jones and Bianca Julin. They did a tremendous job with the PowerPoint, and really do appreciate that. I do apologize if my voice sounds a little bit hoarse and my nose is a little bit running. I had a cold this weekend, and I'm trying to get a little bit better, but hopefully it won't affect during this PowerPoint. So I'll try to cut some of that out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So bar graphs are graphs that show quantities classes on a horizontal axis and class frequencies on a vertical axis. These class frequencies are proportional to the height of the graph, like for example, what your favorite color and the frequency of the people that like that color. So for instance, 10 people like the color blue, 3 people like the color red, 1 person likes the color orange, 3 people like yellow, 5 people like green, 3 people like pink, and 1 person likes purple. In this next example, we're going to be illustrating the bar graph examples for the real estate data that was given to us by my statistics professor about the cost of houses and the number of bedrooms each house supplies. Okay, so for the real estate data number 1, we used the data presented to us, given to us, and put the data that we received into the bar graph. For example, we took the data of 10 houses and graphed them accordingly to how much each house is and how many bedrooms that they have. For example, a house costs $263,010 and a total of 4 bedrooms. But if you notice in the column next to it, it shows the same amount of bedrooms for a small nominal price. So as you can see, we have the prices of each bedroom and the number of bedrooms each house has. So the next thing we're going to be moving on to are pie charts that show the proportion or percentage that each class represents of the total number of frequencies, basically separating portions until the circle is 100% complete. So say, for example, that you have a piece of pie and you have 6 friends that you would like to share that piece of pie with. Each friend gets an equal amount of slice, which is 1 slice. To separate that into 100%, you would divide it equally until each person gets a share of that pie. For this case, we're going to go back to our real estate examples, and we're going to divide it into a pie chart to see the expensive house on the market is from houses 1 to 9 on the pie chart real estate data. So for the pie chart, it symbolizes the amount surveyed for 10 houses from certain areas. Unfortunately, we can only get 9 of the data. According to the pie chart, house number 7 was the most expensive house that was surveyed, and the lowest price of the houses surveyed was 5. We took this data and implemented it into the pie chart to see which big piece of the pie chart represents the biggest amount of which house represents. As you can see, they're all divided into parts that calculate their percentage and shown into the pie chart from the real estate data that we were presented. So the next thing we're going to be focusing on is frequency distribution, which is a grouping of quantities data into mutually exclusive and collective exhaustive class showing the number of observations in each class. An example would be to examine the size of homes that were given in the survey. In this observation, we're going to go back to our real estate data that we were given that surveyed over 100 homes to calculate the frequency and the size of each house based on which category. Like, for example, 200 square feet to 300 square feet and 400 square feet to 500 square feet. And we're going to be taking a look at that here in frequency distribution. So as a frequency distribution chart number 3, as you can see, for the frequency distribution, we took all the number of houses whose sizes were categorized in a particular category, and we implemented them here on the table, as you can see to your left. For example, for the biggest frequency of houses, which was 46, that fell into the category of the size 2200 to 2499, and the lowest amount of houses, which were the big houses, which was 2800 to 2900 square feet, which fall into the category frequency of 3. So basically, what we've done here, that's the bigger the houses, the big houses are in square feet, we separated them into the 99 point so that we would not be confused as to whether or not to add them into the 1900 or, for example, 2800 series. So as you can see, we separated each house depending on how big they are, and we put them according to which category they fill in for the size. So the last thing we're going to be focusing on are the frequency tables. These are a grouping of qualitative data into mutually exhaustive and collectivity exhaustive classes showing the number of observations in each class. So for the house real estate data that we were presented by my statistics teacher, we're going to take all the data that we surveyed from all those houses, and we're going to implement them into the different townships that they have. For example, there are 5 townships in which we surveyed all these houses, and we're going to implement them into the specific township that they're in, whether they have 20 houses or 15 houses, and we're going to see how many townships have houses in each of their townships. So as you can see here from the basic number of townships that we have, basically we have Township 1, Township 2, Township 3, and so on. And for what we're looking at, we see that the biggest amount of townships, the biggest amount of houses for a township was Township 4, which has 28 houses. And the smallest amount of houses in a township was Township 1, which only has 15. So again, we surveyed all these houses in a small community that was given to us in the real estate data, and we separated them based on the houses in the township. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this short little tutorial program about frequencies, charts, and graphs. Thank you again to my partners Shannon and Bianca for their terrific job on this PowerPoint and this presentation. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.